Now, not surprisingly enough, the Miami Dolphins love themselves some offseason and often find themselves one of the most talked about teams during the offseason and one of the least talked about teams during the regular season. And so it's no surprise that the Dolphins would make moves. It's no surprise that they would do anything. And I even, if you go back and watch the last video where I addressed the Landry deal, defended that move. Even defended that move because I understood why they would not re-sign Jarvis Landry if they felt that they had offered him $13 million and that that's what he was worth and he wasn't taking that and that the bridge had been burned, per se, between the Miami Dolphins organization and Jarvis Landry. Why they would decide to make a move, why they would do something about it and trade him. And at that point, the market, when they put him out for everybody to trade, said 4th and a 7th. That's what he was worth. Okay, and you can still trade Jarvis Landry and still improve your offense. You can still trade Jarvis Landry and still be a good team. You can trade Jarvis Landry and still get back to what you were in 2016, just a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. You can get back to being that playoff team. We saw Jay Ajayi get traded midseason, and while he had a lot of success with the Philadelphia Eagles, yes, the Miami Dolphins running game got better after that trade. Just simple facts and statistics. They traded away Ajayi, and not that they got a better player, but it just fit the system better. It fit what the Dolphins were trying to do better, and everybody ended up winning, and you get an extra 4th rounder out of it. And you could have done the same thing with Landry. While Landry is a phenomenal player, effort 110%, a guy who will get you those extra yards, a guy who can make plays, a guy who will be missed. He's a guy that you could have schemed differently, gotten different guys, given different players opportunities, and been fine. And I still could have had hope and reason for any success in 2018. That hope is gone. Because today, the Miami Dolphins release, I'm going to repeat that, release Ndamukong Suh. If that is not the epitome of how horrendously run the Miami Dolphins organization has been for 20 years, I don't know what else is. The fact that you have a potential Hall of Fame talent in Ndamukong Suh, and not declined by age, by the way, yet, still playing as well as any defensive tackle in the league, and you release him. You can't even trade Ndamukong Suh for anything. And I know what people say, it's because of the contract, because of the $26 and the $30 million cap hit. Well, guess who caused that cap hit? The Miami Dolphins did. Because they gave Suh a contract knowing that contract was more than Suh was worth. And that's fine. I've defended that. At times you have to overpay for guys. But guess what else they do? Then last offseason, when they didn't have a ton of money, one of the reasons being the Suh contract, they restructured and pushed $10 million backwards, which I said was a terrible move because the cap hit was only going to get higher and it was only going to hurt you that much more. The cap hit is the Miami Dolphins' problem. It's their fault. It's not Suh's fault, who's been as elite, as dominant as any defensive player the Miami Dolphins have ever seen. I don't care. Minus a Jason Taylor, anybody else, he's been as good as in his 3 years with the Miami Dolphins. And now you have to release him. And now you've gotten rid of your best offensive player and your best defensive player. And that might, maybe if we were tanking, maybe if we were rebuilding, maybe if there was some kind of plan to it, maybe I could get behind it. Maybe I could go, you know what, yeah, let's take a step back. Rebuild a little, get some draft picks, get some cap space. We'll see y'all in 2020. But no, that's not what we're doing because we're still trading for Robert Quinn and giving up a 4th round pick for a veteran. We're still going after 30-year-old free agents that are done and other teams don't want. We're still going to try and win next season. A 6-10 team with an injured quarterback coming back that loses its best offensive player and its best defensive player, and they think we're going to win next year. They think they're going to win next year, and I'm telling you, they're going to fail. The best thing the Miami Dolphins can do at this point, because of the situation they've put themselves in, is fail with a purpose, fail with a plan. Not sign 30-year-old free agents, at best maybe breaking even. Even if you sign or draft a player that's productive, maybe at best you replace Landry, at best you replace Sue, and you still end up 7-9. I mean, it is ridiculous. Honestly, to really consider it. To have a player as good as Ndamukong Suh and you mess up that situation so badly you can't even trade him away.